당은 가서 된바산 요즘인데기 최탐제 된진 저와 중화레스 지상 된제들라 아니 규단建了对呢对这个确实车上규단建了对呢中国的那现在就东亚些的给규단建了对呢中国的아니地些的给규단建了对呢中国的这上电建这啊就跟这个电这实际上当然就这个东半一些的아니去大把些的但这是嘛的규단建了对呢就嘛的这是电的大白电这过现起了对呢就电的大白电这也是那在当然这个牛蒙给马赛呀没法学这个具体建起来对的没法学过的去其实上有这么的去学他们去电建之后去那么送把的其实送把的的那在上有这么的对把那没把的这个但把对把确实就把这些电子送给过呢对把这些的看上第一个书看上给你的样子第一个书是吧
Good morning. So thus far we've been speaking about the topic of dependent arising. And Buddha Shakyamuni is being praised in this text for having taught dependent arising and having taught with great clarity and precision that all impermanent phenomena are dependent on causes and conditions. So this means all the suffering that we experience, which is impermanent, has come about in dependence on causes and conditions. Moreover, our desired happiness, this too comes about in dependence on causes and conditions. So with that understanding, we can understand that the causes that lead to suffering can both be eliminated, what has already been accumulated, and no further causes need to be, no further causes of suffering need to be accumulated. And then moreover, rather we can put our energy into accumulating the causes that lead to happiness. So with this understanding, one then delves deeper, coming to understand what are the causes for happiness and what are the causes to cultivate that will eliminate our previously accumulated seeds of suffering. And this is the wisdom realizing emptiness, the wisdom that realizes that all phenomena are empty of inherent existence, empty of existing in the way that they appear to our mind. And it's due to the profundity and incomparable value of this teaching that the Buddha is praised.
코리기 동안 차상 가르치 규단 게임에 발레된 용고 말 규단 게임을 두고레스 지금 아주 동아리기 양내 양도 삼다야다 동아에 간에서 동아에 고 삼다 다 동아들에 타고 삼면도 다 동아디게 타고 와자 다 동아디 규디 가래 좀 가르랬던 용고레스네 아니 레다 녀모 바딜레 리두스 자잔단 녀모 바딜레 용어는 녀모 바디야네 자와 가래레스네 다세 마리 바딜레 용고두스 Dini inza da ngang zuke daze marikpa da nyomo pa de panya di meba de kane suyo re sidi da tenji ke namja samda che kansa da meba tope ki sherap da me tonyi to che tonyi di tenji en jawa juwi ki gyumse samda che tonyi to dini tonyi to lo de kompa le dini ne daze marikpa di panya da ani nyomo pa se di dus che ne nga zu nyomo pa meba suyo di kowe dunga gyuen yo ya gyudi meba suyo di dus che ne meba suyo ko re se che samda na kasa nga zu tonyi ko samda da dini ko shu ruwa da.
And then furthermore yesterday we spoke about the steps of meditation that we need to engage in, the correct, the unmistaken sequence, the sequence that one has to engage in order to create the causes to attain the desired results. And the first step of meditation is to meditate on the faults of cyclic existence, coming to see how samsara is pervaded by suffering and that there is no state or goal worth striving for in cyclic existence in terms of that state of lasting peace can be found anywhere. And then coming to see with great clarity the suffering nature of samsara. Naturally, in dependence on that, one will want to reflect on the causes that have led to the state of suffering. And there one investigates and comes to see with great clarity that those causes are our various afflicted minds, and minds such as anger and attachment and so forth. And then we investigate further in the third step that in dependence on what cause did the result that is these afflicted minds, dependence on what cause did that come about? And all these afflicted minds of anger and attachments and pride and jealousy come from the root cause of the ignorance of self-grasping, or the ignorance of true grasping. So when we have come to then identify what is this mind of ignorance and what it grasps at as being truly existent, then the wish to eliminate that arises. So dependence on that understanding, the wish to eliminate that arises, and then we start to meditate on the direct antidote, which is the wisdom realizing emptiness. The wisdom that realizes that the self is empty of existing truly, or empty of existing in the way that it appears. The wisdom that realizes that all phenomena are empty of existing in the way they appear. And the way we come to this realization is in dependence, on meditating on the presentation of dependence arising. So that too is what we looked at yesterday. And furthermore, previously we've spoken about that happiness is a dependence arising that comes about in dependence on the cultivation of the appropriate causes, and we spoke about what those causes are. It's cultivating the mind of an ethical mind, an ethical outlook, a mind of restraint. Secondly, it's cultivating the mind of generosity, the wish to give, the wish to be of benefit. And then thirdly, it's cultivating the mind of patience, a mind that stays undisturbed in the face of adversity. And fourthly, it's a mind of joyous perseverance, the mind that delights in engaging in virtue. And then fifthly, concentration, a mind that can single-pointedly hold the object of meditation with no distraction. And it's through accumulating these causes that one achieves not only excellent rebirths, but excellent rebirths that are marked by the required conditions to continue our spiritual development.
di nyamlen jeba zamgi and the hada mi go ba top to ma da tarbiya go ba top to go ma re chizan tarbiya go ba to ba la di gan la da tong yu do be sherap tong yu do be sherap ko mo go re chizan da jimba chujun so ba chujun samte di gan la tong yu do be sherap nyamlen jeba ina an tarwa gewa chimal hada mi go ba to be gyan to chai go re an tarwa to be gyan top to go re ko gyu chai go re.
Those five causes we need to cultivate well, and that is essential for all of us. But no matter how well we cultivate them, all they will lead to is an excellent rebirth. But they will not bring about an end to suffering. To to bring suffering to an end, to be liberated from suffering, one additional cause needs to be cultivated in addition to those five. So those five still need to be cultivated, but in conjunction with cultivating the wisdom realizing emptiness. Then, with those six causes being cultivated, complete cessation of suffering, liberation from suffering, will be attained.
Na denigi gomba ne da tarba zam thowa me da ya sangje go ba thop thu go marwa ta sangje go ba thowa la digang la khar kom go re sene nga jo ke jamni je da janchu sem kom go re se na da jamni je da janchu sem kom ne de ne jim parshin du ge nyamne je wa ina de sangje go ba tar ka so re ta da mi go ba to be gyu che go re de ne sangje go ba to be gyu che go re se.
And so those five practices together with wisdom have to be cultivated in order to bring an end to suffering for ourselves. And if we have the greatest of goals to bring an end to suffering for all beings, those 6 practices on their own are insufficient. In order to bring about an end of suffering of all beings, one needs to become the most skilled of guides so that one can lead others to develop those qualities in their own continuum. And to do that, we need to engage in those 6 practices, from ethical conduct up to wisdom, but do so conjoined with the minds of love, of compassion. And those minds of love and compassion develop to being of the strength of bodhicitta. Then when bodhicitta is conjoined with the practices of ethics, of generosity, of patience, of joyous perseverance, concentration, and sickly wisdom, they become perfections, because conjoined with bodhicitta, they lead to the perfected state of Buddhahood.
And the Gunde Manga doing gom check and you took com tennis sem com, Gunde Manga do you go near Chassim Lochana Chida, da Dashanyamji go near Chassim Lochata, Rimbani, Vena, Kazan, and the Shady, Gunde Manga do you go near Chassim Lochata, the Kazan Shirwa.
This beautiful mind of bodhicitta, the essential cause for Buddhahood. This too is a dependence arising. And in being a dependence arising, dependence on causes and conditions, the causes that we need to cultivate in order to generate the mind of bodhicitta within ourselves is either the 6 causes we looked at yesterday, which lead to the result of Buddhahood, or there's a second technique, that of equalizing and exchanging self with others. So through either of these techniques, they comprise the causes that lead to their dependent result, that of the mind of enlightenment, the mind of bodhicitta.
And the Kare Kabar Jungarelana, that Janjo Sem Yamlet Lami, Sosora, Ningdup Cheshonge, Ningdup Che, the Gigi, Dasinyam Jukone Kumkore, then they'll delay this Ningdup Chunga, the Gigi, that Gudemenga, the Yukone Rimba, Rimbash, and the Yamle come to Shuachirwa, the Kabar dinner.
These 2 techniques are the causes that lead to the same result, the result of the mind of bodhicitta. So how would one differentiate between either of these practices? Well, it comes down to the practitioner. If the practitioner has a particularly courageous mind, a mind of great inner strength, then they are likely to be more inclined to that of equalizing and exchanging self with others, to the practice of equalizing and exchanging self with others.
Yeme samdadi jikwache wa koyo dunga samda ta dunga de la tar hudu sembe samlo de jaya ding an juge dangbo khorong de dire da
Dr. Nyamche ha ti dangbo
marba jida kasang gyunde menga dung she de dangbo da janju sem nyamlen chewe na dangbo koyo dunga samda dongyun do bege chimle da koyo dunga sam dangbo samda na lobjong che da kasan koyo dunga samda koyo dunga de la tar hudu sembe samda di ma.
As we heard then yesterday, the very first step of training starts with reflecting on the suffering nature of cyclic existence. And we need to do this in order to give rise to a mind that is definite about the need to emerge from the suffering states of samsara, the mind of definite emergence, or to express it differently, the mind that renounces the suffering of samsara, the mind of renunciation. So that is the result that we're striving to achieve, as mind of definite emergence, independence on the cause of meditating on the sufferings of samsara.
심지어 담절림비에 땅용 곰 세외제라 심지어 담절한게 파마제 용화디 다 제용화디 곰 제단 파마제 용화디 렌직마이 발레 망보 장게메바 런붐차 망보 제용화데 제바디 테메 이곰 디제라 파마제용 제용도 디제리안 심지어 차상 라레 진치모 파메게 소소라 게den슈 용화나시 세디기 파메게라라 그라라 게딘 진치모 나신 다 심지어 차상 안에 라리아 파마 몽보 제용와다 안데 진치모 야야레 심지어 담제 진치모 인세 심지어 담제 진치모 인바 게디치모 제다 진제 데네 진치모 인자 안 심지어 담제리아 소소랑게 인에 심지어 담제레 펜바 주기 세 딘렌 조기 세베게 안데네게 고미야 되시 데네 디제라 안에 심지어 담제라 펜바 주위에 가르스네 심지어라 디기 구고래 심지어 동아 차고래 데네 자 심지어 담제 대화다 되나 심베게 안 대화다 템버쇼 심베 잠지도 곰 디야 디곰 데네 디제리아 안에 심지어 담제 동아다 차고도 심지어 동아다 차와쇼 심베게 데네게 동아다 자나니 별로디 야네야도 곰야체 인지 곰야 되시 디제라 다 고 안다 동아야 되기 유가rel때 용구도 세데 귤레다 뇽몬바텔레 용구도 제자디 뇽몬바데 레다 뇽몬바디 빠야간 스빵고스비 된 동방이 제바지 동방이 남샤하고 지나 되니 인자 하고에도 다 심지어 담제라 디기 주야 동아세야디 당에세 투사르베 인자 심지어 담제 디기 주야디 니주 투사르 디인자 심지어 담제 동아다 자야다 디기 주야디 동아자 자제 심지어 산지살이야 니 고기 심지어 다 소소기 니지긴 세세데 파 아니 가서로 gen체 gen렌제 대 라삼남다 시고래 제자디 gen렌도 니지긴 라베다 니제발라 소소랑라야 팬비게 주야기 누버치 목소고도 제자 산지고바 마토나다 탑면데 지디자 산지고바 토벌쇼 선배 삼다야디 게게어도 되네 장주 셈곰 바래 해야지 당아도 가상 디고 장주 셈곰 나고 균디 맹야 둔주고네 장주 셈 냠레 제다데 디셰 지사 다스미제 담 산지고바 토벌쇼 세디 데니게 토보자 다 산지고바 토발라 소수기 냠레 가르지고스네 발신 주디 냠레 제고래 진바 주준서 받줄려 냠레 주디 냠레지 어두치네 산지고바 토야레스 토고레세지 어두치 가상한도 디고를 쉬바로와
Yesterday we mentioned that it starts out in a meditation, reflecting on the causes of the sufferings of samsara, leading to the rise of the mind of definite emergence, and then we take that the strong wish that we have to be freed of suffering, based on knowledge and experience of the sufferings of samsara, and we relate this to others, seeing how others are suffering in the same way, but also desire to be free of suffering just like us. And then we start to cultivate the mind of bodhicitta. And yesterday we looked at the technique of the 6 causes and one effect. So the effect is the mind of bodhicitta, and we looked at the 6 causes, although the numbering's a few more than 6, but they can be included as 6. So the first step is to cultivate an impartial attitude, or a mind of impartiality or equanimity, where we overcome this current attitude that we have of feeling near to some and distant from others. We go through the meditation as described yesterday, destroying this partiality, and rather develop a sense of closeness towards all. And then independence on that, the arisal of that mind, becomes very easy or much easier to develop than the second step, that of recognizing that we have parents in this life, we would have had parents in our previous life, and in each life previous to that. And as we've been born across the varying realms, such as animals, we would have had parents there too. And in all these lives, our parents would have cared for us and raised us. And would have cared for us and raised us. And this is how we move into the third step, is reflecting on their kindness. We start here with reflecting on the kindness of those who raised us in this life, and then based on the previous 2 meditations, we expand this out slowly, we extend the circle, coming to appreciate the kindness that others have shown us directly in this life, indirectly in this life, and also in all previous lives. And in this way we come to appreciate the great kindness that so many beings are showing us directly and indirectly in this life, and all beings across this expanse of time have been showing us. So that's the third step in this meditation leading to the cultivation of bodhicitta. Then the fourth step too comes about naturally in dependence on the preceding step. The stronger each preceding step, the easier the resulting step arises. And having recognized the kindness that others show us, naturally the wish to repay that kindness arises within us. Naturally we'll want to give back some of the great abundance of help and kindness that we have received. And here we meditate in the fourth step on developing the wish to repay the kindness. Then when we're thinking here how to do so, what is the best way that I can help them? What is it that beings want most? And this then leads us into the fifth step. And that beings, just like myself, want to be freed of suffering and experience lasting stable happiness. We all want to be happy. And here in the fifth step we develop the mind of love. May all beings be happy. And with this we take this further into the commitment to develop the causes for happiness, the causes in dependence on which happiness comes about. We commit to doing so for the sake of others. But knowing then that that in order to experience lasting stable happiness, not only do the causes for happiness need to be accumulated, but one has to be freed of suffering. Then we go into the sixth step, generating the wish, may others be freed of suffering. And here we cultivate the mind of compassion. And we commit to eliminating the causes that lead to suffering. And we commit to doing so on behalf of others, for the sake of others. And this takes us then into the seventh step. So whilst it's called 6 cause and 1 effect, we're already in the seventh. And here we now meditate on the causes of suffering, afflicted minds. And then we meditate on the antidote to the afflicted minds. We meditate on emptiness. We reflect on dependence arising, cultivate the wisdom realizing emptiness. So this is the seventh step, although it really is part of the preceding one. But it's the seventh step. Then having meditated powerfully on love and compassion, where we've given rise to the commitment to be of benefit to others, to accumulate the causes for happiness, eliminate the causes for suffering for the sake of others, and having come to an understanding of emptiness and seeing that this is possible to do, I can eliminate the causes of suffering because I am gaining experience of realizing emptiness. A great strength of mind, a great confidence arises. And in dependence on this confidence, with sincerity, we take it as our individual responsibility to lead all beings in their spiritual progression so that they can cultivate these same minds within themselves. We take it as our responsibility to guide beings to develop the causes for happiness within themselves and eliminate the causes of suffering. And here we make this commitment that this is my responsibility to all beings. And this is the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility, a mind of great confidence and inner strength, where we commit to living this life for the welfare of others. And then, in dependence on this mind, we are about to generate bodhicitta, because in dependence on this altruistic attitude, we commit to striving to become a guide who is skilled enough, who is able, who has the perfected qualities to be able to lead each being in accordance with their own individual personality and guide them in their spiritual path. So we commit to striving for Buddhahood for the sake of others. And with those two aspirations of committing to strive for Buddhahood for the sake of others, we generate the mind of bodhicitta. And that's then would be the ninth step in the meditation, or the result. And the 10th step in the meditation is, now that we've committed to strive for Buddhahood, one engages in the activities of a bodhisattva, and that is the meditation on the 6 perfections. And those are the steps of the meditation to cultivate bodhicitta that we looked at yesterday.
Ndi chelia tangyong gome diana jik tawa tang lo tang dine komya ro dine di chele di yawo chang de dine marshi tin marshi dike ba yawo kom dine di gome de la jik tawa tang lo tang dine komya ngurwa dine ani du sin rimba sin komya ro dine gi cha lo jang se de jang sim ge chabe chela ani rimba sin kom goya ma cha sang kom cha ro da cha dine gi jang sim yu kule na je zo nyam je da pa jun tu nyam je Dinane ya zo kasoreda tingezin samdenda donyu to beshara nyamsha komyada disurwa da inja chanzu changdu kabla dangbo nga da lo rakba maja za changdu kabla dangbo delya ani ko dawa lo da dineki chang de yawo cha de niba de chang de ne ya yawo cha de niba cha do sin riba chogorwa.
In our time here together, you've given rise to an aspiration to generate these qualities within oneself. The way to do this has been set out. You've got all the steps of the meditation. Now it's just for you to engage in this. And the way to do this is in this sequence. And you concentrate on the first step, the meditations of the coming to understand the suffering nature of samsara, to generate the mind of definite emergence. And you concentrate on this first step until you give rise to this realization within you. How long that takes will differ from individual to individual, depending on one's merit and the energy one can put into the practice. It may take a month, it may take a year, whatever length of time. One needs to concentrate on this first step so as to have the foundation to go on to the following step, which would be the mind of equanimity or impartiality. And then one would, in the same process, focus on the mind of impartiality, based now on our previous long period of meditations on the sufferings of samsara, but now focusing on impartiality for, again, a month, a year, however long it takes, until that one attains that realization. And then one is ready, independent on that, to move to the next step. Going through all of these meditations as laid out, until one gives rise to the mind of bodhicitta. And then we, as we've just heard, when bodhicitta itself is generated, one engages in the 6 perfections. Now, those minds of the 6 perfections, many of them would have been meditated on to quite a degree before, those of ethics and generosity and choice, perseverance and patience. So here, with bodhicitta generated, one primarily focuses on concentration and on wisdom, the cultivation of the wisdom realizing emptiness.
Lomangboda dene komyo tuzi maraba tuzi nga zuya nineri ya dene ge sar dösto chus rimbachi korachi kyapche samtawa ina nga zuya samna tangda komnadi ane macheba da andi chele dikoma dikongo yuesenpege da nga zuya macheba hakoya da nga chik dösto sene dene ge rimbachi komba ina chik gine magomba le yaga chagirwa.
Whilst perhaps some of you from this retreat have the aspiration to enter into a life of retreat, that's probably not possible for everyone. So the way then I advise you to do this meditation is to go through each day all of these steps briefly. So there are many steps here. Just spend whatever time you have, a few minutes on each step, gaining familiarity with the entire picture, coming to gain slowly ever greater clarity with each step, but really getting to see how they all fit together. And as one develops understanding of one of the points, it helps the preceding points and the following points. So this is the way then that for those whose lives are busy and free time is limited, this is the way that I advise you to engage in these meditations.
Oh yeah, 당한 좀 다시 냠시기 돈에 당한 전주심 로장하고 야 직단 니고 쉬야지.
So now I want to talk about the second method for generating bodhicitta. We've looked at the first, the 6 cause and 1 effect, and now we come to the second, the equalizing and exchanging self for others.
rang chizing is some shukshin buchore. Chazan, Marang digi hudu, Marang si hudu, the rang chizing is some shukshin buchore. Then Shengi Ranzolia, Sosugi digi do, Sosu Kanga said the Shengi Duma, the Shenley Yawato, Chigurwa, and some Diorwada. Nadi the Jevi Japche, rang chizing is somebody pa dorshene. Dipa Shenley Jabatse, Shenley digi to go, Shenkanga Sigodu, Shenley pepper to go to be, Shen Jabatse Samata. The Rang Yawa Dorje, the Shen Yawa Dor, the young Rang Yawa Dorje, Shen the Pember Duyaduna, Maran Kalegazagaki, Shen Digi Duyaduna, Halayakanga Gajuna Kevamidu, Ducine, Rang Yawa, Rishengi Dondala, Rang Yawa Dor, the Shen Jebatsi, Rang Yawa Dor, Dini di Jebajare, the Jinganzula, Rang Jebatsim Samlochur, the Rang Jebatsim Samlopa Dor, Shen Jebatsi. Shen Yawa, the Rang Dondala, Shalaka, Gazeta, Shen Garchina, Samson Yoruba, Tipa Dorchene, Shen Dondala, Susulaka, Gatsina, Gazi, Gavin, Sabini, sometime, Dini di Jebajare, Duscomiade. Dashin Yamchela do, Rang chasing somebody, Dorche, Shen Jebatsi, Shen Yawa do somebody Dorchene, Shen Dondala, Rang Yawa do, Dini Jebajade, Dicomiade, Tisa Dashin Yamjacom said.
This practice is called equalizing and exchanging self with others. So the first point to make is to explain what self with others refers to. Because literally it's quite clear. Self is myself, others, everyone other than myself. And then if we think then, so equalizing and exchanging myself with others, that's a little strange. So it doesn't mean literally exchanging ourselves with others. Rather focus on the word exchanging, because what one is exchanging are 2 attitudes. Exchanging one attitude for another. And what are those attitudes? Those attitudes are expressed by the word self with others. So we're exchanging a current mind that is very dominant within us. The self-cherishing attitude or the self-cherishing mind. So this is what self refers to. It refers to the self-cherishing mind. And what is the self-cherishing mind? Well, in brief, it's our self-centered attitude, our selfishness, this mind that puts our happiness at the forefront of all our motivation. So this is this self-cherishing mind. And this needs to be exchanged for the contrary, for the opposing attitude, which is the other cherishing mind. And that is what's indicated by others. So what we want to exchange is a self-cherishing mind for the other cherishing mind. And that is what we do in this practice of equalizing and exchanging. The other cherishing mind then is completely contrary to the self-cherishing mind. The self-cherishing mind is concerned about one's own welfare first and foremost. The other cherishing mind places the needs of others before oneself. So what we have here is changing an attitude that says all beings want to be happy and free from suffering, but my motivation is myself first and others after. Myself first, and if there's some benefit for others, that's fine, but myself first. My own achievement of happiness. My own elimination of suffering. And this we're looking to exchange with, I want others to be happy. My motivation for every thought and activity is for others to be happy. And that's the primary motivation. And if anything secondary comes by the way for myself, that's great. And likewise in terms of suffering, the wish for others to be freed of suffering. My own problems are not that important. I can deal with this. The problems of others, eliminating the problems of others, that is my primary objective. So this is what we're trying to exchange. The self-cherishing, the self-centered attitude for an other-cherishing attitude.
Jambada Shin Tianche Paka, Chikio, Jan Ranches, some Kigdu, Minu, some Tajebache, Kio the Lamsa Paka, then the Shen Jebat, some Kichu, Kiche, Shen Jebat, somebody combatilla, the Dashin Yamjo Compas, or Ranches in some Yungdu Mindu party, Ranches in some of the Quenta, Della, Nutrition to Digi, Ganga take the some Ranches, some of the Quenta, Dia Kimachu Shaka, Kio the Lamsanka, then on the Jambada Shin Tianche, Kigdu, Mindu Jebache. Get them sanka. That Shen cheesing is some of the Yana or Shen Jibats in Best Samatana combine, Della Panba, Pando, your Della Yana, Yahu, some D and then some Taja. The Shen cheesing somebody Kidina Dia Gia, come Tashi Yana, Yando combatilla, then dashing him to combat, said this word.
So the practice here is to exchange our self-centered attitude for an other-centered attitude, and this is done with the in reliance on two minds in particular, those of mindfulness and introspection. So one starts out firstly to come to understand the great benefits of the other-cherishing mind and the faults, or the other way around. One first comes to understand the faults of the self-cherishing mind, that it's mind that only leads to harm, and then the benefits of the other cherishing mind. Coming to see the faults of self-cherishing and the benefits of other cherishing, dependence on that, naturally the wish to be dominated by an other cherishing attitude arises. And then, with that as a basis, the understanding of the faults of self-cherishing and the benefits of other cherishing, one utilizes the minds of mindfulness and introspection. So with mindfulness, we're staying mindful, aware of our motivation. Is our motivation one of self-cherishing or other-cherishing? And when we see it's one of other-cherishing, we keep that as our motivation. When we notice that self-cherishing has again arisen, then we immediately eliminate it, and we regenerate the mind of other-cherishing. So this, in brief, is how one engages in this practice.
Tenigi Dashin Yamje Kumiadia Dambo can Skozu Gure, Labion de Danganzo, Jibare Kasanashin, Dambo to Kori Gyun or Tap or Jibarita, Kori Gyun Ta, Kori Dunga, Tarashan Sama, Kori Dungadi, Dunga Yoba, the Ganga Yoba, Samta, Di Ganga de la Taugudu, Dunga de la Taugudu, and Big Samatayadi, Dambo Chawar Kasanda Jibare this one.
Well, the first step of this meditation, you've heard several times now, reflecting on the suffering nature of cyclic existence, coming to see how our experiences in samsara are pervaded by suffering. And we need to do this to the point of the mind of definite emergence arising within us. So this first step is identical to what we've heard yesterday.
Ko dunga midyo ba na shen simjen tham je dunga midyo ba che san shen se di ta nya nga la chike di ya ga de du re sky ma che san chi ba yi se ta nyong gom ya chi ba de de ta nyong gom ne simjen tham je rang ge ma she gom ya da chi ba de simjen rang ge pa ma je nyong wa de gom ba chi ba de gom ne da simjen tham je rang la jin che bo yin ba gom ya de di ba do chi ba cha kha sa da di ri da cha san chi ba di ba do.
Then the second step is again the same as yesterday. We take our attention and turn it from our own experiences of suffering and wish to be freed from this, and remind ourselves that all other ordinary beings are in the same position, desiring happiness, desperate to be freed of suffering. We use this then to engage in the meditation, or start the meditation on bodhicitta, which now starts, so in our second step, with that of impartiality or equanimity. So the same as yesterday. We cultivate it in the same way, and in dependence on that, we go into the third step of the meditation. It's the same as yesterday, seeing the intimate relationship we have with all beings of parent and child. So that is the same third step. And the fourth step is also the same, is reflecting on the kindness that all beings show us as parents, as other people in our lives, as well as indirectly in this and past lives too. So those four steps are the same. Sufferings of samsara, impartiality, that all beings have been our mothers, and the kindness of others. Yesterday then, at this point, having reflected on the kindness of others, the meditation progressed into the wish to repay the kindness, to generate then love and compassion, and the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility. So that is the sequence in the 6 cause and 1 effect method. But here, in this method of equalizing and exchanging self with others, here, as having reflected on the sufferings of samsara, impartiality, this relationship of a parent and child with others, and their kindness, this is now where we come to the boundary, where we now engage in the actual practice of equalizing and exchanging self with others.
소수교라 랑 신체지게 삼로디 야네 양도 기초 고미야들이 마가야데 가르고서는 랑체지게 삼로디 균에 게 맞추제 가야들이 고미야들이다 랑체지게 삼로디 기구도 민두선 잠바데 시신때 담상디 기구는 마가 대신 제바진배 삼로디야 게주야들이 지상 되니게 신체바진배 삼로게 할이야 가르곰 니엘랑아서 가르삼당 거라서네 랑체징에 삼로 될야 되네 꾼데네데 용도 꾼 첨부 꾼여바데 삼다 현체징세데 현이랑 야베 딘첨부데 지단 현체바지메 삼로 될 연데데데 용고바 연데여바데 삼다 두 삼다에도 현체징에 삼로 될야 꾼 망고 통어도 디 바두게 삼바 숙침불이거래 현체징에 삼로도 연데 망고 통어도 니 돈여기 숙침기거 지자 되네 장안도 디 고미알에 당보 랑체징에 삼로도 꾼다 현체징에 삼로도 연데 삼다에도 계침을 제거.
So here now, when we're starting to engage in the specific meditations of equalizing and exchanging self with others, what we're trying to do is abandon, so the goal is to abandon the self-cherishing mind and develop the other-cherishing mind. And in order to do this, then one needs to reflect with great clarity on the faults of the self-cherishing mind and with great clarity on the benefits of the other-cherishing mind. So one reflects again and again on the faults of the self-cherishing mind in order to give rise to the wish, this mind has to be completely eliminated. I need to destroy this mind in its entirety. It only brings suffering. And accompanying this, we're meditating on the other-cherishing mind, the benefits of the other-cherishing mind. And we do so in order to give rise to the overwhelming wish to not only develop it within us, but to develop it to the strength that it stays dominant within us and it influences all our thoughts, speech, and physical actions. And these results of the strong wish to destroy the self-cherishing mind and the strong wish to develop the other-cherishing mind comes about in dependence on meditating with great depth and clarity on the faults of the one and the benefits of the other.
That Tomani Daribado Ranching and some Loskich, Hati Yihudo, Hatiki Dulo, Alea Kalayabu, so Digo Drugi, Dunda, some dancing as Dadibado Leka delay over it. She's on Sosugi Ganga, Sosu Hikanga say, Sosu Rangi Ganga say, Dundalia, and Shelia Gangatea, and then she hang it, Soja. Shin Dunga Motea. Chisa Susi Digi Good, Ali Debu Good Saja, and Jan Gangatea. That in Uru to say how Guru, Male, Pinjo Yaku, and Semjama, also go or search in the Didona, Contribute Dunga Delia, Yawa Dirch, and 소수기 디기 주비야 된다라 심제몽보 소주에 제자는 즉 총야야 라소바다 즉 지구로와 다 먼저기 되니게 소주게 천백에 될래가 다 말아 용으로와 디나시 다 소수 디기 고고스네 샹고 호라다야다 샹리아 작선시야다 샹고모고야다 샹이다 다 지기 소수 디기 고고도 나 동아 세고도 나 레가레나 깔레카고도 친 샹요고고야다 되니게 동아 뭐 제거라 저 디차사 랑지기 삼바들 리고레스 저 되니 다다 봐도 랑지 두 곰데 내가 레버레데 이내 소소 디기 주비에 디기디 다다바도 디기 탈심바도 제주요 말했어. 지산 디기 용하게 잡을야 강아 망하네 망도 랑치제까지 슈체에나 소소야 강아 망할리고 강아 망할리고 지산 랑치진기 연대 민도 지산 랑치진기 괜찮야래 샤스 지산 다데 바도 두스체려 말했어.
Once again, the sequence here is specific. So we've done these preceding meditations, and now we're coming to meditate on the faults of the self-cherishing mind. And here we can start out by recalling that the self-cherishing mind, the self-cherishing mind is the attitude of striving for our own benefit, our own welfare, our own self-interest, and having this as the forefront of our motivation. And this is something that hasn't just arisen within us right now, or even in this life, but has been our dominant motivation throughout lives. And so throughout lives, we've been acting under the influence of the self-cherishing mind, under the control of the self-cherishing mind. And how has this worked out for us? How has it worked out for us where we're just striving for our own happiness? Now, bearing in mind, we're doing this meditation after having trained well in the suffering nature of samsara, and we've seen with great vividness and clarity how we are suffering on coarse and subtle levels. Now, in dependence on that, we see very clearly the self-cherishing mind only has caused us harm. It's the self-cherishing mind that keeps us in our pain and our misery. And moreover, it's because of our desire for our self-interest first and foremost that we've engaged explicitly in acts that bring harm to others. And again, bearing in mind why the sequence is so important, this specific sequence, is when we're thinking now of, under my self-cherishing attitude, when I've killed others for business, for wealth, or killed others just for comfort so they the insects don't annoy me, or I've deceived others so as I can gain wealth. Those others we are referring to are our mothers. Those others we are referring to have shown me so much kindness throughout lives. So here then, the impact on us in terms of what the self-cherishing mind has done for us becomes very apparent. We see that the self-cherishing mind is the reason we are suffering. And as long as we stay under its control, we will continue to suffer. And moreover, all those we come in contact with are liable to be harmed by us. We see that the self-cherishing mind is the cause of our pain and our misery, as well as the pain and misery we've brought into the lives of others. So through meditating like this repeatedly, it becomes very apparent to us that the self-cherishing mind has only deceived us, only harmed us, and has taken us only away from attaining the state of lasting happiness.
Dela tene and Indian Sosorange, Shen, Digi Duada, Shen, Pampachi, Juna, Shen, Dunga, Se Udu, Shen, Digi Udu, some big some of Kevan, and Dela tene, Shen Lia, Shen Dunga Seata, Shen Yaganga Sea, they do Shen Chazan, and the same Kiwu Seata, Digi Luya, Juyade. Dineza and Ditone, Shengi, Sosoralia, Chiki, Sosu Payapokan, Su never Jig Marva, Magibanza, Sosola Kanga Mateba, Rashiniga, Tiki, Rashinigagi, and the Kangameba, and the Yungutus. Dineza and Arazuki, Penesangi Jumden Deda, Sanjaji Sempatiki, Sanji Jumden de Korongi, Shengi, Digi to Shengi, Dumasega, some Janya, Dust in the Yamlan Janya Dajan, and Sanji Gova Shasore. Janju Sempatiki, Janju Shengi Dumasea, Shengi Digi to Yet, and the Chale, the Nikaya Najan, and Koron Janju Sempatiki, and Chigi, Shenliape, Masi Panto Gacham to her, Koron to Digi Yavamaz, Sanjo Matoyagi. That thing he dealt to tiny and two borders. Chizang also Ranganya some day was a Durama the yard room in the Chiza, Ranchis in somebody, Masiki Duja Shasta, Sosolia Gangatea, Rashin Nicola Gangatea, Dumaya Chazan, the ranches in some of the Chigdus. Chiza ranches, some of the Unikichu Mindua, some J, Park, that did Parka would do some. The Shenches in some said, tell it and it's Jella Digutuya, Rana Diguya, Digomba Chevan, Soso Ranang and Sangeta, Jajusimbo, Tanya and Troya. These Amjaka Tanya Dona Shanley, Pemba Jetchimu Tuya, and Jigi Chasale, Shidisu Tuyada, and the Negi, Pando Jetchimu Tuya, Yaboshudu, that he changes in some of the young Anzuleki, Tuchi Hudu, some big, the Negi some died, Jetchimu Chago resident.
The next step of the meditation, so the first was the faults of the self-cherishing mind, and the second then is the benefits of the other cherishing mind. So the other cherishing mind is a mind that is completely the opposite to the self-cherishing. Instead of being obsessed by one's own happiness and freedom from suffering, one is focused solely on the welfare of others. This wish, may all beings experience only happiness. May they have the causes for happiness. I will accumulate the causes for happiness. May all beings be freed of suffering. May they destroy the causes of suffering. I will do so. Those minds become dominant within us. We now have this strong wish that may others be freed of suffering. May everything I do bring about that result. May every motivating mind and activity bring about the freedom of suffering for others and this attainment of a state of lasting happiness. So this is the other cherishing mind, and when we think about the benefits of it, which is the point of this meditation, the benefits of the other cherishing mind, when we imagine what it would be like to have such a mind dominant within us, it becomes clear we will not harm others. Moreover, we will have close relationships with others. We will be harmonious with everyone. Whomever we encounter, we will have a sense of closeness with them. They will respond well to us, and thereby we can easily have a beneficial impact on their lives. And we can see that in the impact that Buddha Shakyamuni has had throughout so many centuries since in his life, and all the centuries since his passing, as well as all the other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, all who are solely motivated to achieve the welfare of others. And moreover, not only are they benefiting others, but they have achieved enlightenment. The Buddhas achieved enlightenment independence on the other cherishing mind. And the Bodhisattvas are rapidly progressing towards the attainment of their own enlightenment due to the other cherishing mind. We see what the great benefits they are having in the lives of beings. Moreover, we can understand that the stronger, as we develop this other cherishing mind, the stronger it becomes within us. Not only does it bring the attainment of enlightenment, so we can be of the greatest benefit to others ever closer, but even on that journey towards enlightenment, as this other cherishing mind grows within us, the benefits we can have in others is immeasurable. Whereas on the other hand, that self-cherishing mind, this only causes harm. The only benefit that comes from it is temporary and easily lost, and it's the other cherishing mind that leads us to create the causes why we could end up in the lower realms. And it's due to the other cherishing mind that we are always in danger of being beset by suffering and perhaps even falling into the lower realms. So through having done this meditation, these 2 steps of the meditation well, it will become very apparent to one that we have to strive to destroy the self-cherishing mind and come under the control of our other cherishing mind.
Getting chimbo shu samtaya the shen ya jeba zimbe samlo de pe masiki del ya wo shu imba samtaba ina di tubialia donyer chimbo kigorwa dinza de samdam hores pen dang du cheba de shen se de pe masiki rana shen se de pe ma za chimbo re karesne ngazo 소수기 디기 주변에 시한을 되는 주고도 시나 소소 칼라 샤베네 시한을 되는 라고도 소소 롭정 샤베네 시한을 되는 라고도 지사 소소 둘로로 시대 되어서 시한을 되는 라고도 시한을 마된 바도 기내라 하면도 안디 마세 땅을 주기 개위 자월 섬다면에 소수기 진빈 냠는 제제 계속 주발에 시한면에 진바다서 매와 그래서 시한을 진바다제 안 소소 개화사야다 잠니지네 샤나 미지네 샤나 잠니지 곰지네 소소 개와사야래 세보고메네 셴이라 되는 세보고메네 셴수지면은 세보고메야 세비 유요 말 저 샤나 되는 세보고메 소소래 진비 냠는 제야데 샤나 되는 라기도 소소기 땅은 융아 이스미 샤나 내가 지금에서 주름 쏘야 돼 샤나 되는 주름 쏘야 라기도 아니 샤나 되는 세보고메야 라기도 아니 샤나 되는 준주기 등이 된다라 디치긴스는 샤라된 준주시야래 그러 지난 장주심 냠는 제들이 현심장 탐지기 된다랑에 상요고바 토바치긴세야 돼 신이 된다 삼다 잠니지 고메야 돼 샤라된 공고 지서 샤면에 디 최상요 아요 마 디면에 상요고바 도야요 말에 지상 아도 장주심바 차야디기 샤라된 장주심바 차야도 그래서 샤라 미제 김바 추르저바 준비 잠니지 냠는 제도 소수 장주심바 차르고 그래 데네 젠레 미제 데네 곰네 가세 슈 누버처르 소소 사제 고바 토르고 지자 소소 사제 고바 토야 소소 자유심 토야 소소 개와치 말 하다 미 고바 토야 데네기 삼다베네 시한레 데네 용도 지자 시한데 빼 마시 개체 뭐 그든지 모레 세디기 소소기 디기 주야 삼다베네 시한레 데네 용도 젠두 삼다 시한 딘체 뭐야 빼나 소소 라랑기 빼 자치면 님을 딱고 수부 주야다 델야 둘로 요야다 겐체 지 자치면 휴수 수부디에 시한레 데네 용어라 파마다니 파말레 데네 용어래 파미게 되네 파미게 최경 제발레 된 용어래 맞아 시한라 때는 수부디에 용어요 말에 진짜 니네 상 하도 삼다와나 소소로정 또 신고대 시한레 되는 신고를 뭐 시한즈는 말없나 신야미야 진짜 시한면나 소소라 까고 매래 시한세 진짜 시한라 된데 봐마도 진짜 니네 인자 시한스르베 마서 자 첨보도 기에 첨보 소소라랑의 세디 디기 주야라 시한라 되는 연구도 세치미 디기 주베다서 탈바다 탐지기 보고 봐도와데 시한라 되는 연구도 진짜 소소라랑 기다 첨 미야고도 세야데 시한기 소소 야고도를 기다 첨 차고로 와 진짜 통제고로 와 진짜 시한라 되는 연구 진짜 시한스르베 마서 기에 첨보래샤 두신의 시한기 깨진 야네 야도 삼다와나 되네 깨진 첨보 임바도 김체를 통도 오 다시 한리야와 다 디자침부 통도 내려 제발 침바다 안 제진 내려야 안 지게 동아세야 돼 디기주야디 신제진 삼로디 현제바쯤에 삼로디 네버 슈처 공고라 용구라 어두 삼다댕아 공고래 현제진 삼로 데니스 공고래 저와
So I need to emphasize the need to engage in these meditations in a specific sequence. It has been set out in a sequence because this is the sequence that leads to the attainment of the desired result. So before the preceding step, the step that came just before we entered into the equalizing and exchanging self with others practice, was reflecting on the kindness of others. And in dependence on the strength of that meditation, the easier the development of the wish to destroy the self-cherishing mind and develop the other cherishing mind will come about, because we will have gained great clarity of the kindness of others. We will understand that it's only in dependence on the kindness of others that we have all the material goods that we enjoy, the material goods that we rely on, such as food and clothing and shelter, and it's only in dependence on others that we've developed our inner qualities, such as our education. Moreover, all our spiritual qualities, these come about in dependence on others. And here by this point in the meditation, we've been thinking very broadly, so we'll be very aware that, for example, to develop a generous attitude that is sincere requires others to be generous towards. To develop an attitude of an ethical outlook, the mind of restraint, involves one needing to restrain in relation to others. The mind of patience also requires others. So too, to the minds of love, compassion, and therefore bodhicitta itself. They all can only be developed in relation to others. So what this means is our goal of becoming a bodhisattva, our goal of developing the paths of a bodhisattva within us, are only possible in dependence on others. So these reflections, these prior reflections, make it much easier now to develop this wish to come under the control of the other cherishing mind, because we'll be very clear how kind others are to us in this life, have been in all previous lives, and because of the benefits that this training will bring to us in future lives, they too are already being kind to us in relation to our future lives. So here we're seeing others, we're coming to see others as truly precious. And when we see a material object as precious, we value it and we take care of it. And that is what we are developing here with cultivating the understanding of the great benefits of the other cherishing mind. We're seeing the value of others and the instinctive wish to care for them, to be of benefit in their lives arises. And this, as has been shown in this and other descriptions, this and other realizations come about in dependence on analysis, on investigation, on meditating based on reasoning. And the more reasons one uses, the more repetition one has on those reasons, the greater the result will be, the stronger the result will be. And likewise here with the wish to develop the other cherishing mind.
Dene inza tangazo dudirine sonjenge ane rang jizin samsa de zaogine jijume se da shengi dandal yang shen digi juya dang shen dunga se dandal ya daga karchina shengi dandal yi shen shen simjen tamje dunga da jana simde dunga da jawu simjen tamje digi juya dangi denegi jigi samche shengi kidina dangi ля가 가래치네 셴이 디기 주베다 셴이 누가세야 된다 이 지상 아랑기 데니게 삼다지 두 스코미야데 가지고 라치진 삼 다신념제 검세디레 라치진 삼도 유네 기마 주바 까까 바게 여메 주바 덴바데 시진 덴체네 바까 데네 덴바데 시진 덴체네 가 소수게 ल्या가로가 셴이라 펜베치도 이아 선베게 셴이 누가세와 치디치디 이 지상 셴이 누가야야 규 레다 뇽몽바데 디빵이 꽝빵고데 디빵야 된다 이 인삼제 검야디로와 디삼다데 다디네 인자다 데니 인자다 디 다신념제 검바데 디 제레 내가도 장주 셈게르와 치다 다랑 셴 두마세야다 셴 디기 두야데 셴이 뇽모 마바바다 뇽모들레 트라제 타바 야 산제살 고고도 타바야 고고도 데니 인자 당이 산주 고바도 마소나 톱메도 다 데니 인자 셴 두마세야다 셴 디기 두비에 돈달랑아 산주 고바도 마도 톱메도 심비 미 산주 고바 토바 지쇼 토바쇼 심비게 다 장주 셈게야데 디기 고르와 데니 장주 셈게 산에다 냠는 제야데 가사 지벌에 진소 진바 추준 쇠바 준을 삼데 셰랍 디 냠는 제야데 장주 심비오 장주 셈기 군노디 심비오 토네 냠는 제야데 발신루기 냠는 제야데 지바 차고래.
Based on these reflections, then the wish arises within us to live a life of benefit and meaning for others, to have as our motivation in every activity to eliminate the suffering of others and to achieve the causes of happiness for others. And here we can reflect about the activities we are to engage in or we are engaging in, and ensure or commit to doing so with the motivation of achieving the welfare of others. So whether it's coming to a teaching, reflecting on the teaching, engaging in one's work activities, one's social activities, to have as a motivation the other cherishing mind. All that I'm going to do today, whomever I'm going to encounter today, not only will I not harm them, not only will I not allow a negative mind to arise and abide, but I will ensure that beneficial minds arise. So here, we're making the commitment to use mindfulness and introspection to be sure that the self-cherishing mind doesn't arise and dominate, but to rather keep the other cherishing mind present. So this is how we engage in this practice of equalizing and exchanging self for others, exchanging the self-cherishing attitude for an other-cherishing attitude, an attitude where we value others, where we hold others as dear. And this leads to the generation of bodhicitta. And in order to generate bodhicitta, we think that if everything I do is going to be motivated for others to experience happiness and be freed of suffering, I need to accumulate the causes for happiness, and I need to eliminate the causes of suffering. And and moreover, I need to be able to guide others to do the same. And in order to be skilled to lead others to develop their own mind, good qualities and eventual enlightenment too, I need to become the most skilled of guides, because it's only the most skilled of guides who can guide others in how to eliminate the causes of suffering and cultivate the causes for happiness. Therefore, I'm going to commit to striving for Buddhahood for the sake of others. And this then is the generation of the two attitudes required for bodhicitta. And thereafter, just like yesterday, one would engage in the meditations on the 6 perfections.
And in 심전 탐지기 돈다를 심전 탐지 디유르에도 동화세에 돈다랑 가라 딱강을까지 제베네 속동고이나 디지긴 세비게 삼다들와 데네 디마세 심전 탐지 말에 심전지기 돈다이네 심전지 디유르야다 심전지 동화세게 돈다양아 로동자 몽부 깔레주 자원나 제기 선비게 삼다 자야디디랑아 삼다.
By this point, the strength of mind is so strong. The strength of mind that everything I do will be motivated to eliminate the suffering of others, that no matter what problems we encounter, we will transform those problems, deal skillfully with those problems, wanting to help others, knowing that this is the way that I can help others, I can develop my strength and help others. And then secondly, with this strong wish to eliminate others from suffering, we will relate to others in a close and personal way, because we've already meditated on the minds of impartiality and have come to understand the closeness and intimacy of relationships we have with all beings. So therefore, with great ease, we will persevere through any problems and difficulties to help even a single being, no matter the strength or the size of the difficulty or the duration of time, whether it's days, months, years, or even lifetimes. This we will do with ease, due to the strength of mind that we've cultivated.
So those
who are under the control of the other cherishing mind, they are not motivated by themselves at all, solely by others. Us, as being still motivated by the self-cherishing mind, when we hear this presentation, one's likely to rise to the thought, but what about myself? What about my own happiness? If I'm focused just on others, I'm going to experience a lot more problems, and if I'm honest, I already have enough. In fact, I often feel overwhelmed by problems and difficulties. I can't say with any sincerity that I want more, that I will take on more problems so that others have less. I already struggle to cope.
And then is Nanzuki Sambaina, then is Shoya Marada, Nanzuki Shangi, Pando to hear the Chica. Somewhat river dancing, Namji Beji Danji to Kulmato, the cook big and the Luna, Nasimje, oh, that Kokama say in Jiggy, Jiggy, Choron Kamase, or the Mishi was in the men on the Chumba, the Jikudaro Chagoro, Hassan, Ben Michi, men are drawn, oh, the Koran, should taking in Koran said, she was in Shisha Bene, Yonwade, Kama Pandosha kept to Tumaro. The names are now to Cargos in them. 지상 샘전 탐지기 누가 세계 돈달 니 산유고마 토바치 자주 산유고마 토바치에서 자주샘 공고로 기고로 와 자주샘 개완자 샘전 탐지기 판도 주바랑 한 신의 야보 차고라고 와다 나 신의 야보 나로 저 신고고에서 그러다 지상 현내 펜버 주발라 현버 취된 디켜라 디자 냠네 디니 저거서 라비알라 펜버 주발라 소 신고고로 소소 마신나 펜버 주야 갈래카고로 와 되는 인상 니 산유고마 토바치 유된 체보차기 소소게 강아 둥아디게 파 명모바디게 파 찾아 빵 소수 녀모바 여바이나 시한리아 강아 되기래 시한리아 둥아 되기래 제상 소수기 녀모바디게 빵 산유고바 유된 차상 신고고도 섬 거와 되는 인상 저기 시한심제래 판도 되기 주야 된다 맞아 칼라스 세기베네 소수기 시한리아 판도 주야라 소수 류야고 초고 수부 되고 그래 제상 수부 되면은 시한리아 판도 주고 말 소수기 셈바 기고 그래 셈바 기우면은 시한리아 판도 주고 말 제상 소수기 사야도야 칼라사바이네 소 삼마 갔던 거서 나랑 기부여야다 신부여야도 나 삼마다 와제 오당아 시행리 되기 주야래 아 류초고 제상 류리 수부 되고면은 니 시행리 판부 투말 제상 시행이 누가세 투말에 제상이데 시행이 누가세야다 시행이 되기 주야게 돈다라 니디 나랑 칼라사야다 디직제 수부 최경제야다 수부 야고서야디 디된다 인삼제 제가 삼모디 다음에는 현대인들 된다라 소소 세서야. 지상 소소기 레갈레야다. 소소기 무사야로다. 니 말야 말아 교보 차등이 펜버 두통말. 지상 진행상 니 되게 레갈레야다. 무사야다. 튕겨주게 되기네. 소소 기부다야다. 소소 사야자 멤버지. 현이 되게 세야 돼. 현이 동안 주야래야. 튕긴치도 니디 지구였음. 되게 먼저 삼마다지 레갈레야고라 샤야다. 되게 제가 되는 인자 당아서 내가 가래야 지체비네 현래 디기 주야다 현기 은시도 주야 현기 동화세에게 돈다 인삼제 랑기 돈다 삼마삼바제 디전다 인삼제 두스래가래 호로스 되는 인자 저기 소술야 강할 태요 말와
such a doubt, if we're honest with ourselves, does arise, and it's understandable that it arises because this our experience thus far has always been under the control of our self-cherishing attitude, and it's fearful to abandon this. But we need to think here, use our intelligence, and come to a clear understanding of what the meaning is of this practice. Because if one doesn't use one's intelligence, one's understanding stays superficial. And if one's understanding is superficial, then one will think, for example, if someone is about to be executed, and we think, oh, I'll take on their suffering, we volunteer and we are executed in their place, well, that's not much benefit. Our life, our precious life, is finished. So that is not what is meant here. The practitioners who are bodhisattvas, they are the ones who are under the control of their other cherishing mind. They've developed this within themselves, so it's dominant. And bodhisattvas are known not only for compassion but for wisdom. And in fact, the whole Buddhist path is marked by compassion and wisdom. So therefore, we need to rely on both. We need to cultivate both. So the mind of wisdom, how it plays the role that it plays here in answering this doubt, is we think, so what is the goal, the final goal of this practice? It's to attain enlightenment. And that is a result that comes about in dependence on a cause, and the primary causes are bodhicitta and wisdom realizing emptiness. Those two minds, which are the cause for enlightenment, they too are results that come about in dependence on causes. And what are those causes? One has to study in order to understand how to train and develop bodhicitta and wisdom. And then one has to train one's mind in order to realize bodhicitta and the wisdom realizing emptiness. So, and the reason that that is essential for the practices of a bodhisattva, of all the practices that actual bodhisattvas engage in, the greatest practice, the most important practice, and likewise for Buddhas, is to teach others, to guide others, to train others how to develop all good qualities in their own continuum, how to accumulate in their own continuum the causes for happiness, how to eliminate the causes for suffering. And in order for bodhisattvas to be able to do that skillfully, they have to know what those causes are and how to cultivate them. Moreover, they need to know this not just on a mere book-based intellectual knowledge, but based on knowledge, having gained experience. Then bodhisattvas can skillfully benefit beings in the most beneficial of all ways. So when we understand that, we understand our varying goals that lie motivating goals for our path before us. Primarily, we're developing the other cherishing minds so that we can become educated and experienced, give rise to bodhicitta and eventually Buddhahood, and along that journey, help others in the most meaningful way. The most meaningful way, which is to guide them in the development of their own enlightenment. So therefore, when we engage in various activities, we try now as ordinary beings to develop this other cherishing mind. So when we eat a meal, we eat the meal not solely motivated for our own enjoyment, but we eat the meal to be of benefit to others. We offer it and we eat for the benefit of others, which means we are keeping ourselves healthy. We are we're eating this meal, but we are keeping ourselves healthy. So whilst we have a motivation that, may I eat this meal, where I offer this meal, and I eat it now to keep myself healthy, we also are benefiting. Likewise, through all the meditation and practice and the development of this other cherishing mind and all the other qualities such as generosity and ethics, these are motivated, we are engaging in these meditations and the study for the sake of others. But the result for ourselves, our minds are much happier. Our minds are no longer overwhelmed by life's problems and difficulties, but rather our mind is naturally relaxed and spacious. So again, we're motivated to be of benefit to others, to develop the qualities of a bodhisattva. The immediate result for us is we are happier. And similarly, we all engage in various work activities and activities in our communities. We generate the mind that everything I'm going to do in my place of work today, and everything that I do within my community or my family is for the sake of others. But we do still benefit in the immediate term. We have good relations with others, we earn our salary, and we are able thereby to afford the good conditions that we need to continue our spiritual development for the sake of others. So therefore, the other cherishing mind, whilst primarily focused on others, as a byproduct, benefits us immediately.
ai shengi tuandale shenle pembi tuya da shengi digi tuya yinsi nga zuge nyanjige penjora chiga zuge chikche shenle minube tone rupu kore shenle manuba minube tone bene shengi tuandale shenle dunga seya bene delia bene semjan kashi chogoto be shiro chuyo ba na da semje dibe chogoto nyingje da ko dunga seya da ko solo gyobyo done injin bene nyakashi tuyenje suyeche jeba ina ene chigli pingorte chigli nerwa jina dijena ndigo mare karsane semjen shanda sokyowe dondala shanda sokyo chena ane data chago marwa jina niring chasorde jina dini za dinashinga 저기 shengi pembi donda shengi digi soya da shengi dunga seya da digi duya donda yinsene sosugi benjor thochevene shengu hotaya da jiyang shengi kanga shenlia ane lutsude midimbi tonerwa da ngwe nesuda midimbi tone jewaina ane 제제 샹리아 디기 주비하다 동화세게 디 펜페시샤바나 냐디 디고말 가르스네 찌글 펜고르데 찌글 뉴고로 봐 당한 쪽에 된게 사상라 미니베 토네 소수기 다 수이다 튀샤라 메뉴베 톤에 두고야 돼 베지 코죽제고 돼 게치무차고 그래 아디 영아 친구들 시행이 돈다 인가라 돈다 시행을 폐비 돈다 인생은 아직 제당 저기 대용식으로 와
To further emphasize that Buddhism is a path of reasoning and based on knowledge. So here, always use your intelligence when making decisions and how to benefit others. So, for example, if we encounter people who are impoverished and we want to help them, we must ensure that we help them in accordance with our needs. Likewise, if we see one animal that's perhaps facing death because it's starving, and so we take another animal and feed it to this one, well, that's a mistake. We end up killing one to benefit another. So we need to use our wisdom. And whilst we probably don't kill animals to feed others, whatever work you do, whatever activities you engage in, make sure you're doing so in an ethical way. Don't be confused to think, well, the result of this activity will bring benefit, but my means to get there is not so good. It's a bit, I have to take advantage of others or deceive others. That we need to avoid. We need to engage in virtuous activities whilst our mind being ethical, our behavior being ethical. This is essential. Not just to be fixated on the result, but be aware that the journey to that result is crucial, and thereby we need to keep our ethics.
ane kyonso ne gom jap tene ki nyamlen chine kesho sa juyore ngale ne an kyonso ya chik dimangi tes chik chushera cheje gewasa ya juyore tizu chasam pene ngal shaba na gewasa ya rawati shana tene chungware dirwa pene ngi tes chik shinye de she de ki sul de nga beji ki gen zu ge lapje de sul tene shingje ne kyonso shia ra re tisa di shana de shingme na ngi kyonso shia yo mare 안직지래 다직네 아니 녜시 신배네 교원전 연결될 매나 가시야 고브라고 말해 제상 할야지 시저 겨워서 라와디 자위 아니 소설라겐 기현주기디 아니 직네 교원주기 연결여 봐서 뒤에 시야 고브라와서 델라드네 겨워서 그래 언디나시 난 교원주기네 겨워서야디 공자다 고브라와디 and the Shalatin Ravade, Chonzo Nya Ravade Titire, and the Membega Damazuki, Tungero, Mongo Zungudua, Jisa de Nigger Soil about go to check and chill, that got to check Comtin, Jamba Corona Tenanga to Kiwasa Temple. Dia Arching on the Delia go to check, Chikorwa, go to check, the Sultan, go to check any manner, and Raya Kakurwa. And the other Sosa, the Kambakura, the man at the maid. She do Chimju Jena. 야야야 돈에 배 차상이야 그린 첨부 진침봉아 줄이야 델레드네 용도게 당한도 두 삼다반 되니게 최소 되네 소위 고급라야 돼 지자위기 메서버를 미체 두제게티 되네 라마이시기 건주게 게들레 되네 가지고 최소 소 델레드네 가지고 안 최시야 다녀야 당아서 검게 고급라사디 델레드네 거래 두 진 삼다반은 대소야 아니 가르친라고 그러서는 근데 겨울은 지로거든 베는마든 지기 폐체 대자하다 폐매වෙ나 다 되니게 롭정 제가 고가로 파시 좋아사래 요 말에 되니 매반자 되니기 토네 아니 그 용야마 제가 되니 라와지 깨진 파 투웨나 겨울은 지기디 쇼차되어라 되니 야 삼다베네 겨울은 지기 깨진디야 아니 겨울은 지기 야 구공마데 겨울은 지기 깨진디 최냠는 제디야 안녕 베게 캐바 아니 제를 뭐 잘라서 받아 아니 사자 그 루스매치 캐바디길 대솔긴 대솔에 때네 아니 롭션체네 신교로와 대야게 된 차로 되네 삼다바네 대수에 깨진 디게 가르래 가르신 거라서네 베게 로사와 디게 베깔에 겹쳐 야한 마저 장 권주기 산스킨 수 베게 수 유르체네 신과레마 디네 유메네 베게 캐바디게 산스킨 신 말에 된 로저샤고 라고 말 진짜 두스는 로사와 디게 베게 된 첨보다 Denegi loza samdawena, denegi yakarki pandu chudindiki chedinya tapo jamena, sanyo jumde de pene, that low tonta mocha, denisa, pandu chudindiki, pandu kabadiki, getting chimbo. Desu yang Kadayonson, Zawa, Sanyo Jumdendila, Songshi, Sanyo Jumdendi, you so be to your getting la dene, that I did about do Chanana, Pandu Chubding Yamlenche, and then I had bread like you, baby, denegin kabadiki Yamlenche. And then mother Jaram Chiba Jana Pe and the Jaram Chige and the Chige Shisha Bugish Jashun Shisha Suyada, Kombotsuyada, Lopnia Jejuada, Dineche, Digi getting la Dene, and that is you love Jaga Mongote, Geshe Mongote, Dene Chiaka, you do call page in it, Jichoso Suyada, Cheshiada, and Chasam do Skokavadi. Those in the getting Japan, Yaya getting Devana. Two Sanyo Jumde la Tutu Hore. Dineza, do some dang as Masiki in Chemboshe, Sosuke, Che, Shimada, Soso Communion, Geot, Juse Sai Ravadi, on Desuke getting in some jet, and Bendigo, conjugate the naked in Chembochebanza, then also in a Shane Pampa Tuko, the Shantu Chewa, the kitchen Bushuresha, do some dang to get in Chembo, some Nava, and it not do.
The sequence of this meditation has been set out, and if one trains in this way, when one really comes to value the need for the other cherishing mind, which would have come about in dependence on having reflected on the kindness of others, on our intimate relationships with others, seeing them as our mothers, which also then came about in dependence on impartiality. So training in this way, the more one trains, the stronger these individual minds and then them collectively become within us. And they start to pervade our very way of thinking, our very way of interacting with the world, our very way of dealing with others and with situations in the world. So for example, how we can think about this now as we come to the end of our course, is that all of us over these 5 days together have accumulated vast stores of merit. And this we've done because of you've received teachings, you've also had the opportunity to meditate on those teachings, and you've also perhaps had the opportunity to help out around the Dharma Center as well. So through those activities, motivated by these virtuous minds, you've accumulated vast stores of merit. And this has been done in dependence on a number of causes. And here we can reflect on those. For you to receive these teachings and meditate on them, you required someone to bestow this knowledge, to pass these teachings to you. You required someone to lead meditation skillfully for you. And then the same is for myself, because I'm able to sit here and share this knowledge with you because of the kindness of others. And my mind will go to my teachers. It is only through their teaching over so many years that I've been able to come to have some experience and knowledge of this topic and can thereby share it with you. Moreover, to be able to share this with you, I need you here. If you hadn't come, I would just be talking to myself. So in order to be able to share what has been of such benefit to me, that depends on your kindness, on you coming here. So there's this relationship of dependency. And this relationship of dependency between us goes broader, and we can think of those who maintain our Dharma Center, from the director and the SBC, and all the other staff who currently work here, who have worked here, the volunteers, as well as all those who come and help out in many ways. And not just now, but who have over 30, 40 years. But that this very Dharma Center exists here, and that I could come here so as to share my knowledge and experience, and you could come here and receive this. This is dependent on the wisdom and the care of Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa. For it's through their vision and through their infinite good qualities that this Dharma Center was originally established and is being maintained. And that they were able to have such an impact on students, not just those here, but all around the world. This too is a dependency, in that in the time of the great troubles in Tibet, if His Holiness hadn't come to India, then for sure Tibetan Buddhism would be lost. And it's only through him coming here and his kindness that Tibetan Buddhism has been re-established, and that it is now present throughout our world. But in order for a being such as His Holiness to have been in Tibet, many causes were required. And those causes were the great faith of the Tibetan people in Buddhism, the training over many centuries that led to many beings developing great qualities and realizations in themselves. And this led to the continuation of the profound and vast Dharma in Tibet, creating the causes for a being such as His Holiness to exist. And that too, though, the situation in Old Tibet came about independent on many causes. There needed to be a link that brought Buddhism to Tibet. And those were the translators who endured many hardships, traveling what would have been an incomparably dangerous journey to a very different land of India, and having to study this completely foreign language, learn the Dharma in that, and then be able to translate it back into a new form of Tibetan language. So it's only through so many hardships that, and so many people whose lives were lost, that Buddhism could be brought to the land of snows. And that there was a Buddhism to bring from Nalanda in India. This came about independent on all those past great Indian masters. So for example, the 17 Pandits whose pictures we have above us. So through all their training and inner development and realizations, Buddhism was able to flourish and was thereby able to be transmitted to Tibet and throughout our world. And now we find ourselves in a world where there are Dharma centers of all traditions around the world, populated by qualified masters, and people can come and sit in their presence and receive their guidance. And one can, even in our modern world, the access to Buddhist books is incredibly easy. There are so many, translated in a wide variety of languages, and one can watch teachings on YouTube and thereby access so much precious knowledge. And this has all come about as a dependency, and dependence on causes and conditions, dependent on the kindness of others. And through training our mind in the steps that have been laid out here, then we'll come every time the Buddha Shakyamuni appears to our mind, or we see an image, immediately we'll know he's the founder Buddha. It's through him, it's through his kindness that we have achieved the benefit we have, and all others have achieved the benefit that they have achieved.
Ora da dine za da kyang zo chiki delia ani ju kom yap tinga ju ki samla ta de chiki chanju semi sam ta da cheba di da dine ma ba na kyang zo ki ko ga pra chiki tine du ser te ge te tin ya da ya do tin sam ta de ge chi mo cha go ro da ju ki wa ya bo sa yo re da ju cha sa ge wa sa ge wa de la dine da ju ki 상기 템바티게 아니 지게 유니고 점을이야 유니고 차상을 따라지 유니 내봐 아니 점을이야 차상에 시대 용하다 안 점을이나래 미 내나자 망부 강아 망부였는데 제가 강아디게 세제 뭐남자래 아니 내내가 주게 개와 될라 때네 아 주게 다 맞아 수비를 맞다 아니 겨워를 맞지 구체 링도 된제 아니 제버틀레디게 아니 지기 도와심전 차상기 비슈 당토가 용어를 쉬었을 때 뭐남자래 아니 내내 맞아야는 가서 있네 겨워서 기디네 야네 야도 아니야 냠nen지하고 그러와다 아니 소와심전 탐제라 안디기 주야다 동화세기 돈달랑은 저기 자와게 제뭐지 투버쇼서 아니 산요고번 투버쇼서 돼 어두스지는 저기 타마들이야 몰람 되는지가이로와.
So it's my sincerest hope that all that's been shared with you this weekend, in both teachings as well as the experience you've gained in your meditations, that you take this knowledge and this experience and you not only incorporate it into your daily life, but into your daily practice, and that you are able to train in these meditations repeatedly over a sustained period, developing these good qualities within yourself ever more. So now we come to the end of our time together. So this opportunity was impermanent, and now we come to the end, and we come to dedicate this vast store of merit. So in addition to the words that we'll be reciting, and the meaning of those words, reflect on the following. In particular, the great value and preciousness of the Buddha Dharma, and that it remains in the world. And that not only does it, and to remain in the world in the continuum of beings living here. So may beings with the greatest of realizations, such as His Holiness and Lama Zopa, and all the other holy beings in this world, may, through our dedications, create the causes for them to remain in this world, and thereby continue to engage in activities benefiting countless beings. Moreover, through these beneficial activities, may outer and inner peace prevail in all worlds. May there be no more conflict between communities or between individuals. May all physical illnesses, both great and slight, may they be healed, and may no beings suffer physically. And all mental illness and mental discomfort, may the causes for these be eliminated. And moreover, may beings come under the care and the direct guidance through having minds of faith in the holy beings such as His Holiness and Lama Zopa, and develop the ever stronger wish to develop spiritually, and also thereby to have all the required conducive conditions so as they can develop spiritually. And in brief, may all beings without exception quickly attain full enlightenment.
Andi maze ngaro zugi cheso ge da dinya anji ge jawa lega mongbo yore lega kare ne chasan lega dige anji ge donda dige ya wuwa da anji ge nga zugi cheso leje bare nga zu danglang lega jigen re chasan ya anji ge ne ya wo yong ge molam jare an di maze da ngaro dire be mase jik ge wa sa ya da ya wo shon re chasan nga zu mong ba ne cheso ira re 자 디네자 에미 데리아 데리체겐레 아니 가서 최소게 데리체한 차상을 투시셔야 다음에 오늘 잠바코랑게 다니 주코리 제제도 쓰네 차상을 좀 거의 거를 빼하고 중화래 오늘 투시래 안디마세 아주디 나가서 차상을야 아니 정도데 용어 차상을야 빼마세 야고래 거우시라 주소 투시해야 해야지다.
Lastly, in our dedication, we dedicate that all places of virtue in this world, all places that are leading to the accumulation of virtue in this world, may they be successful, may their staff and volunteers, may all their hopes be fulfilled. And in particular, we think of our Dharma Center here, that may all its virtuous activities quickly be successful. And I also want to make particular thanks to those who have made the retreat possible. So here I think of the staff of Atisha Center, who so many of you, through a lot of work and effort, maintain our Dharma Center and make courses such as these possible. So I want to give a heartfelt thank you to all of you, and specifically to this course, to Jampa, who I understand has really led excellent meditations, and I want to thank Jampa for having done that, and also his training and effort over many years to be able to do so well. And then lastly, I myself rejoice in all that you have attained here, your virtue, your own spiritual development. And I have really a sincere hope that this continues through your ongoing efforts, and that we have the opportunity to meet again many more times. So I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone.